County Board of Commissioners is called to order. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the Atlantic County Board of Commissioners was provided in the following manner. Published in the Press of Atlantic City and mailed to the Current, the Hamilton Gazette, and has been posted on the bulletin boards in the county office building in Atlantic City, Stillwater Building in Northfield, and the county clerk's office in Mays Landing. Prior to the opening prayer, I think Commissioner Gatto would like a moment of silence.
Yeah, I just would like us to take a moment of silence. The county lost a longtime dedicated employee, Kathy Hackney Will, passed away about a week and a half ago. She was battling cancer and put up a good fight. And she really was very visible to our citizens in the park and just beloved by our community. So I just want to recognize her and honor her and send, of course, our sympathies to the family.
We'll have a moment of silence.
Madam Chair, before we do that, also let me just say that since we're doing that, in memory of the late Judge Stephen Smoger, who was an icon in this community, the boxing ring and the courts and solicitor. Atlantic County has, again, as you indicated, has lost another trailblazer who's been fighting on behalf of everybody. And so we certainly send our condolences to the Smoger family as well.
Thank you, Commissioner. And I'll have a moment of silence. Thank you. And prior to the, who does have that? Okay. Okay. I just want to make a comment prior to the opening prayer. I'd ask today that we include Simon Harris in our prayers as she concludes 40 years of service to the residents of Atlantic County. We welcome Tara Solopina in her new role as she continues her journey serving the county. Without a doubt, we're in great hands, and I'm sure that I speak on behalf of everyone that we wish both much success and happiness. We'll have the opening prayer.
Our Heavenly Father, we pray that the true spirit of this Christmas season, its joy, its beauty, and its hope may live among us, that the blessings of peace be ours, the peace to build and grow, to live in harmony and sympathy with others, and to plan for the future with confidence. God bless Sonia. Amen.
Amen. Stand for the flag salute. Attention, salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Madam Chair, Commissioner Bertino was going to try to make a meeting. He's out of town on work, and I don't think he's made it, correct? Ballas,
Present.
Horsey,
I'm confused. Am I here or am I present? Here. I'm present.
Dave,
Yes. You know.
Here.
Fitzpatrick,
Here.
Gatto,
Here.
Parker,
Present.
Risling,
Here.
and Kern.
Here.
It's Christmas. Everybody's got to be present.
Commissioners have had an opportunity to review the minutes from December 6, 2022. I'll entertain a motion to adopt the December 6, 2022 minutes as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi and seconded by Commissioner Gatto. We'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Horsey,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risling,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Okay, anyone in person that would like to speak during public comments, please come to the podium, state your name and the town you reside. You'll be provided up to 3 minutes to speak. If you're attending virtually, please type yes and the resolution number in the question and answer box. Any items not listed on the agenda, you may speak during public comments. You'll be raised from an attendee to a panelist. When you're raised, please state your name and the town that you reside. Okay, and we have the opportunity today to have with us Ambrose Gray and Joe Girallo, who we will be interviewing. As commissioners, it's always such a pleasure on behalf of residents and the administration to interview individuals who serve the public's interests. Now we'll have an interview.
Appointment of Ambrose Gray to the Atlantic Cape Community College Board of Trustees, resolution number 735.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. We'll now welcome Mr. Gray to the podium for an interview.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, wait, how tall are you? We had the 6'3" gentleman earlier, like, go check it on us. I said, no one's gonna be that much taller. Yes, you are. Okay, any commissioner comments?
If you would want to have him.
You want to speak first?
Yeah. Tell us about you. Don't tell me, I know.
Well, my name's Ambrose Gray. I'm from Atlantic City, grew up in the area. Grew up in Ventnor and Atlantic City. I'm currently the director for Leaders in Trading, which is a youth workforce program that we operate in Atlantic City. We employ 14 to 18-year-olds. We pay them $15 an hour. We put them through a series of let's say, work modules and workshops that are designed to basically hone their skills on their social skills, their life skills, and their workforce development skills. We target at-risk youth. A lot of our youth are recommended through the court system, through ISP, the schools, other organizations. We're very involved in the community, as the person knows. Our main goal, which was part of the Atlantic Cape Community College, is that a lot of our kids are college bound, a lot of our kids are not. And we try to stress the importance of some are not going to go to college. We want to stress the importance that there's other positions out there, there's other opportunities. These kids graduate high school and they're just lost. They have nowhere to go, no place to turn, no idea what's out there. So that's our purpose, introduce them to the other avenues of the world, such as the trades, entrepreneurship. I mean, the list goes on as tall as I am. So that's pretty much who I am and what I do.
And what you do is very, very commendable, and we thank you very much. Yeah, for what you do for our youth and the community. Good step over.
Yeah.
You're good.
I'm used to this point.
Do we have any comments or questions from our commissioners?
Well, Madam Chair, I think I saw that you graduated at ACCC.
I attended ACC.
You attended
I attended
ACCC?
there, then I moved to Florida.
Yeah, so I think as someone who's going to serve on the Board of Trustees, it's great that you have that firsthand experience on campus there. So definitely think that coupled with your all the great work that you just talked about will be a great addition to the Board of Trustees.
Absolutely. Any other commissioners?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Ballard?
Yeah, I think, after reading your resume, with being from Atlantic City, in the field of, training the youth, especially the at-risk youth, I think it's a great feeder program for the college. And I think it's great to have you on the board to help with that transition, to help get more of the youth and the at-risk youth into college. So I thank you for what you do.
Any other commissioner comments?
No, put him to work.
I think he's been working too. Okay, any comments from the public? Seeing none? Oh,
I'll just say one thing.
Yeah.
Can I speak from here?
Absolutely.
Mark Sanson,
Okay.
Linwood. I'm on the board of.
you just have to give your name and where you
Mark
reside.
Sanson, Linwood, New Jersey.
Okay.
I'm on the board of Leaders in Training with Ambrose. Never knew Ambrose before I retired from my previous job, which precluded me from doing stuff like this. But so I met him. I have been unbelievably impressed by his dedication to the city of Atlantic City, particularly at-risk youth. He is a truly tremendous person. He always shows up when he says he's going to show up. He always does what he says he's going to do, which is better than just about most of the people I've met my entire life. So he was just somebody that will help the community college because they have all these programs. They have an Atlantic City campus. And the problem with community college is it's underutilized.
Yeah.
We have to have people like Ambrose, Commissioner Ballas said, to feed kids into a community college who may not want to or be able to afford to go to Harvard, but they can go to community college, they can learn a skill, and they can succeed and change Atlantic City. So, I just want to tell you what a tremendously good person he is and how smart he is, regardless of the fact that he didn't complete Atlantic Community College, but maybe he'll, as part of this, will get that degree or something. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Very, very nice and good comments. We appreciate that.
Madam Chair, Mayor, I wasn't gonna say anything, but y'all got the retired judge to get up. I've known Mark forever. You in the right place at the right time, right? Because one thing about the judge, if he speaks on your behalf, you can take it to the bank.
Yeah, he always had something nice to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, in all seriousness, Judge Sampson is one of the ones who started the drug court,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Has become very successful and is probably a model, not only in the state of New Jersey, but people look at it. And Judge Sampson and I go way back to when Baltimore Grill's pizza and shrimp platter was top notch. Now, it was a little different today, but we've got a lot of history. But it's good to see you, Anna, and certainly, your work in this community has not been unnoticed. And again, for you even to come out to speak on anybody's behalf says a whole lot.
I just had to come for Ambrose because I've seen what a sterling kind of a guy he is and how good he is for the town.
And he is. And then to you, young man, let me just remind you, not that I need to, ACCC is certainly in Atlantic City. We want you to continue to make your presence known on that campus because you're doing an outstanding job with the at-risk kids. I see it in the Carnegie Library. We see you in the community. Stay involved. I think you're a good fit for the board. And you got something to get back. There's a difference between people just showing up, want to be on the board, but you're in the community and folks can identify with you and you have that relationship with people in the community. And that's great. So we wish you well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the public? Seeing, hearing none, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Horsey?
Yes.
Dees?
Yes.
Patrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you again for
Congratulations.
your commitment to the community. And thank you, Judge, again for your comments. Right, and now we'll have another interview.
Appointment of Joseph J. Durrell to the Atlantic County Improvement Authority, resolution number 736.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Ballas. We will now welcome Mr. Giraldo to the podium.
Good evening, and first of all, I just want to say thank you for the helpful opportunity to serve the board of the Atlantic County Improvement Authority. As most of you know or don't know, I retired from the Improvement Authority after 30 years of service. So I do feel that I have a lot to offer, running many of the programs there, the 108 program, housing rehab, served on the Insurance Commission. A little bit about myself: born and raised in Hamilton, worked for county government for 36 years before I retired last year. I have a family and been involved in my community for decades and in the county, leading municipalities, my local planning board, zoning board, school board for 15 years, former councilman for 6. So been there, and I just feel that I have a lot to offer in the time of transition at the improvement.
Thank you, Mr. Giraldo. Any comments from the commissioners?
You have another child?
I mean, I think 30 years is, I don't know if that's enough experience.
But you don't have much time to sign your hands in.
I'm not sure.
Chair,
Do you know enough about the county projects going on?
Chair, he served 40 years on the planning board in Hamilton. We're very lucky to have folks like Mr. Gray, Mr. Giraldo. And, we read, when an administration gives us the resumes on these folks that serve on all of our boards, we read them. And I tell you, I'm always impressed by the quality of people we get to fill these spots. And we thank Mr. Gray and we thank Mr. Giraldo. Thank you.
Only thing is, I will not hold it against him because he's from Hamilton. I won't hold that against you.
That's okay.
Okay. What's the next part of the county now?
Do we have any other commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for everything. Okay, we're into our resolution. We'll start with our grants with resolution 701.
Amending resolution number 442, adopted October 6, 2020, a grant agreement with the United States Department of Health and Human Services for the Medicare Advanced Payment Grant to be used to cover costs related to COVID-19 at Meadowview Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. Net increase $38,674.35.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Ballas. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 702.
Grant application from the New Jersey Department of Transportation fiscal year 2023 Local Bridge Fund Program for the replacement of Clark's Landing Bridge, EHC 06, and Overflow Bridge, EHC 07, in Egg Harbor City. Amount not to exceed $2,374,937.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Corsi. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Bring us to resolution 703, please.
Grant acceptance from the New Jersey Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse for participation in the Alliance to Prevent Alcoholism and Drug Abuse. Amount not to exceed $304,857.81.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Risley, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 704, please.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse for the Municipal Alliance for the Prevention of Drug and Alcohol Abuse Youth Leadership. Amount not to exceed $40,617.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Parker. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas.
Abstain.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 705.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Department of Human Services, Division of Family Development for the Social Services for the Homeless Grant. Amount not to exceed $691,600.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Bertina. Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 706, please.
An application from the New Jersey Department of Human Service, Division of Mental Health and Addiction Services for the Alcohol Rehabilitation and Education Grant. Funded amount $710,001. Cash match $97,619.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 707.
Grant application to the New Jersey Department of Children and Families, Division of the Children's System of Care Children's Interagency Coordinating Councils for the Promising Path to Success 2.0 grant. Amount not to exceed $5,000.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Days. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 708.
Grant acceptance for final funding of the 2022 Older Americans Act Area Plan, amount not to exceed $24,290.
Move. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. The next is our chapter 159. I'll entertain a motion to combine and adopt resolution number 709 to 713 and 734.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. She beat you. Any commissioner comments? Anything from the public? Okay, we're on roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. That brings us to professional service agreements with resolution 714.
Professional services agreement with various nurses and nurse agencies for the provision of death pronouncements in Atlantic County. Amount not to exceed $70,000.
Move. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Brings us to resolution 715.
Professional services agreement with various attorneys to provide legal services. Amount not to exceed $600,000.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 716.
Professional services agreement to establish a pool with various title companies for the provision of title company services. Amount not to exceed $135,000.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Ballas, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none. Anything by, well, roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Now we go into our competitive contracts with resolution 716.
Amending resolution number 588 adopted November 9, 2021. Competitive contract with various vendors for the provision of youth shelter beds to extend the term date only, no additional costs.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Parker. And any commissioner comments? Being, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Bertina. Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. That brings us to our bid contracts with resolution 718.
Bid contract with Command Company to provide pavement restoration Phase 2 to the Shoreview Building in Northfield. Amount not to exceed $569,952.35.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Corsi. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, here none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 719, please.
Bid contract with Arrowhead Paving Company Incorporated for the resurfacing of Tilton Road, County Route 563, Section 7 in Galloway Township and Hamilton Township. Amount not to exceed $2,078,901.
Motion. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Days. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Now we go into our change orders with resolution 720.
Change order number 2, a contract with Arrowhead Paving Company Incorporated for the 2020 Phase 1 County Highway Improvements Program. Net increase $56,310.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Days. Any commissioner comments?
Madam Chair, just as discussed in our budget committee, the two change orders are essentially associated with the as-built final pricing on materials. And you know, of course, the material price continues to increase. So that's a major driver.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Horsey.
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes. Motion carries. Resolution 721.
Change order number 2, a contract with Arawat Paving Company Incorporated for the 2020 Phase 2 County Highway Improvements Program. Net increase $73,282.68.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any commissioner comments?
Madam Chair?
Commissioner Ballas?
Yes, just to Jerry, is this the end of the 2020 paving program? We're still,
The highway improvement plan. This is
so this is it for 2020?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any other commissioner comments? Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Horsey.
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes. Motion carries. Resolution 722.
Change order number 1, a contract with Fred Chiavone Construction Incorporated for the Phase 3 renovations at Lake Leonard Park East to extend the term date only, no additional cost.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Horsey,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes. Motion carries. Resolution 723.
Amending resolution number 5880, adopted October 18, 2022. An interlocal services agreement with the Atlantic County Improvement Authority to provide bidding and construction management services for the roof replacement and garage expansion at the Hamilton Public Works Facility. Net increase $1,935,100.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Parker. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Horsey,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes. Motion carries. Resolution 724.
Renewal shared services agreement with the Atlantic County Improvement Authority for the continued operation and management of the John F. Gaffney Green Tree Golf Course, amount not to exceed $58,000 per year.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Parker, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Gatto.
Just to quickly highlight, from our budget committee yesterday, the director, John Whitney, who is retiring at the end of this year and certainly appreciate his service to the county as well, shared with us that the number of rounds were up 6% this past year, and revenue was up 7.5%. And you guys will keep me honest on those numbers.
You're right.
You know, just really great work. And certainly the investment we've made in the restaurant and the tent coming online is also helping to improve the experience there. And we're getting a lot of really good feedback there. So I think we're seeing some good return on investment.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other comments from our commissioners? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Horsey,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes. Motion carries. Resolution 725.
Alternate method contract with Tyler Technologies Incorporated to provide civil service SaaS or SaaS software licenses for the sheriff's office. Amount not to exceed $44,000.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Ballas. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we have a roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Horsey,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes. Motion carries. Resolution 726.
Memorandum of Agreement with the New Jersey State Police Benevolent Association, Local 243, Sheriff's Rank and File, authorizing a formal written collective bargaining agreement incorporating the terms of the MOA for a 5-year period commencing January 1, 2023.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Ballas, seconded by
Go with this.
Commissioner Dave.
Flip it along.
Any commissioner comments?
Madam Chair, do we want Jim to give an overview of the contract? They did a really great job.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll be happy to do that. This is the group that is the rank and file officers at the Atlantic County Sheriff's Office. This is a 5-year agreement. Most of our agreements are only for 4 years, some are for 3. This is for 5 years. And some very interesting things in this agreement. We were able to effectuate some operational changes that helped the Sheriff's Office. Work schedules were changed to create greater balance at the various courts that the Sheriff's officers control. There was some changes in where there was an elimination of a unit, an operations unit that has no longer been used at the Sheriff's Office. And we also were able to effectuate a change where the sheriff will have the latitude to hire in officers who have experienced trained officers who can come from another agency and can come in to the sheriff's office up to the 4th step of the salary guide. That will help the sheriff in providing experienced officers and help the unit substantially. Also, we worked on a new salary guide that is not inexpensive, but it does several things. It raises the start salary. Right now, the start salary for this calendar year was $33,101. That goes next year to $40,000 and then increases in steps where it reaches in 2027, $48,000. That's important because the sheriff will tell you to get people to come into the agency. The sheriff and the undersheriff have told me that they've had people apply, they bring them on, send them to the academy, and then these people get snatched up by other agencies for more money. Literally, they've had an officer or two, the day they were getting sworn in, have transferred to another agency. You know, that's simply a waste of the county's resources in training these guys. Now, we get some of that money back from the agency, but still, it causes, I think the undersheriff told me they have roughly 20 vacancies out there. So there's a need for this. And also, we did get a give back of sorts in order to get them to where they wanted to move in the final year at the final step of the salary guide. You know, in negotiating with their attorney, they were willing to give back Lincoln's birthday. Now, the reason that's important is the courts which they man and protect are open on Lincoln's birthday. The county is one of the few public agencies that is closed on Lincoln's birthday. And the chief sheriff's officer told me that in overtime alone, because what happens there under their contract, they not only get paid for the holiday, but by coming in and working and staffing the courts, each of the officers who work gets time and a half for that day. Chief Sheriff's Officer Sharkey estimated to me that one day alone, with the courts not fully staffed, costs $21,000 in overtime just for that single day. And if he has a full complement of staff on, that number is likely to be closer to $30,000. So that holiday gets eliminated from the contract. And, you know, in terms of just in general, to get a 5-year contract is a big deal. And I'm happy it worked out this way. And we have here with us tonight Sheriff's Officer Andrew Frito, who's the president of the local, who's here, who was part of the negotiations process. So I think it's a good deal all the way around. It helps these guys, it helps the agency with staffing, and I ask you to approve the resolution. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Ferguson. Any other comment from our commissioners?
The sheriff's representative.
Did you want to say something?
I just wanted to thank everyone for negotiating, and this is the first time I feel that the sheriff's, Andrew Frito Margate.
Thank you.
I apologize for that. I just feel this is the first time that we'll be able to hire and actually maintain officers and keep a continuity of skilled officers instead of training them constantly.
Yeah.
And they're walking out the door to another department. It puts us not exactly on level with everybody, but it puts us around area. Also, we have some benefits they don't have. We do have weekends off. So hopefully with the competitive salary close to it and with the weekends off, we'll be able to maintain a decent staffing number where people could enjoy a good work environment.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody.
Thank you. Okay. Any other commissioner comments?
So, Chair, I just have just one question. How many steps are there to the top of the scale?
This guide is currently, I believe, 14 steps. It goes down to 13 steps in the final year.
All right, thank you.
Any other?
Madam Chair?
Commissioner Bell?
Yeah, just want to say, you know, I've read that MOU word for word. Good contract. It's a long time coming. Sheriff's office for many, many, many years, well before me getting in there, my tenure and after, it basically was a feeder program for other agencies. You know, like Mr. Ferguson said, you know, officers would come in and, you know, sometimes even in the interview process, once you got to the salary portion of it, they kind of just, hey, I can make more money on unemployment. I'll see ya. You know, and I know corrections has, you know, was having the same problem. So adjusting these salaries, you know, doing a 5-year deal, I think it's going to go a long way, especially with the increase in the insurances, which is going to, you know, hit every county employee and every municipal employee, the state, which we, you know, we have no control over. But I think it was a well negotiated contract on both sides, and I'm definitely supporting it.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other comments from our commissioners?
Madam Chair, I'm not gonna let this opportunity pass me.
Commissioner Corsi?
I can't. What the hell did you not do when you was a sheriff to get a 5-year deal?
I wasn't,
I mean, damn, you had to leave to get a 5-year deal?
I didn't get it, did you?
I know. I'm glad you're back, but anyway, on a serious note, I would agree with Mr. Ferguson as well. Let's just take the police academy when we do the class 2s for Atlantic City and other municipalities. Once you go to those academies and another municipality pick you up, we just lost to 8, 10 people we thought we were gonna get for the class 2s because of the pay. And then they were able to get the opportunity to be full-timers opposed to part-timers and no benefits. So we ran across that a lot in Atlantic City as well. So I get it. It's all in the pay. It's about the Benjamin. And at the end of the day, the old saying is you get what you pay for. You don't pay them, they're not staying. And we do. We did our last 2 classes back. Atlantic City did a class, and 5 of them went to Stockton. Day graduation. So those 5 we were counting on.
Used to be unheard of.
Right. So we're moving salaries on class 2s as well, but it's hard to get them because you're not paying them. And people have families, they need health benefits. They need, I mean, we know the old story. They put their lives on the line every single day. And at the end of the day, no matter whose family it is, they want their family member to come home. And so if you pay them nothing, you want these people to be alert, what's happening, and feel good about coming to work. And so I commend the administration for a 5-year deal in the PBA union. It's about give and take, and it's about negotiation. It's about doing the right thing. And those folks should be proud moving forward. And it's a benchmark for other towns, not just Atlantic City, not just the county. But folks want to get into law enforcement, you got to pay them. You got to pay them. And so congratulations all to the administration and certainly to the PBA.
Thank you, Commissioner. Have any other comments from our commissioners? Seeing, hearing none. Is there anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Dallas?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. That brings us to resolution 727, please.
Agreement with the Township of Hamilton to grant a temporary construction easement across property designated in block 703, lot 8, to facilitate construction of a new spillway and other dam-related improvements to the Lake Lenape Dam. No cost.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi and seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballard,
Yes.
Corsi,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. That brings us to resolution 728.
Competitive contract with CFG Health Systems for the provision of medical, dental, and mental health services to inmates of the Atlantic County Justice Facility. Amount not to exceed $8,626,231.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Parker, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments? Okay, I believe we do have a representative from, that would like to say a couple.
Thank you. I'm Les Pascal. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for CFG Health Systems. We're honored to have the opportunity to continue services here and wanted to thank you collectively and individually for allowing us to do that. But our passion, delivering healthcare services, is not realized unless we have a very, very good working relationship with security. And I have to give a major shout out to the good warden here. We've had unprecedented times in dealing with the virus, dealing with all the logistics that came with this pandemic. And, you know, in the normal run of this, our relationship and the relationship between security and healthcare is important, but it has been underlined numerous times in our ability to deal with the virus, the quarantine, and then as Mr. Ferguson said, relative to shortages, we all are experiencing shortages. And so we have more to do, more logistics to do with fewer people to do it. And Warden Kelly, I wanted to personally thank you. And I also want to acknowledge a couple of very important people who are passionate about healthcare services. And that's Cheryl, the HSA, and Debbie, and Dr. Dennis Sandrock, the Director of Mental Health Services from our organization. So I will stop now, and I do appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate your comments. Did you want to say something?
I just wanted to say that as the warden of the jail, I know that this contract, definitely went up, but we did add a lot of mental health to it, some mental health services that were needed, some of it legislatively needed that we had to do to meet new standards that are coming out. The cost of a nurse and a doctor in a med tech is not the same in 2017 as 2023. That's a big part of that, but I'm very confident in this company that we've had that's been the county jail bidder since 2008, 2009. And Cheryl DeBose, the HSA, is as important to me on my team as my deputy warden, as my captain. She's part, that's how closely, as an administrator of a jail, you have to look at medical. Medical is, other than inmate jumping over the wall, the most important thing next to that is making sure that people are treated. And we deal with everything. This weekend we had 4 hospital watches out, one of them for psych, and it's just constant. We're dealing with stuff that's getting more complicated, mental health wise, medically wise, and it's a solid company, and I feel very confident in their ability to deliver, what we need to function.
Thank you very much, Warden. We appreciate your comments. Okay, any comments from the commissioners? Seeing and hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballard,
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. And thank you again, gentlemen, for being here. We appreciate your comments. Okay, prior to going into the next 2 resolutions, I just want to ask Mr. Ferguson if he wants to comment on resolution 729 and 730, provide any information for the public.
Have a good holiday, guys.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Take care, one.
The next 2 resolutions can really go sort of in tandem. We had three prosecutors that work in the Central Municipal Court, and we have two public defenders that are there. We are looking in this resolution to bring the people who have occupied those positions this year, to bring them back for calendar year 2023, and that's to maintain stability in this court, which is a new venture. We're about in another less than 2 weeks to conclude, I think, a successful first year for this court. The amount that we're paying these folks went up. That's partially because when the deal was struck last year, it was $300 per session. Some of these people, especially the three prosecutors, work almost what is akin to a full-time schedule prosecuting these cases. And it's, I was a former municipal prosecutor in Egg Harbor City, and it's a lot more than just showing up the day that the cases are scheduled. And these folks are there for multiple days through the weeks. Also, when the schedule was made up for this current year, it was based on a 48-week schedule. Actually, the court operates for 50 weeks. So therefore, there's a reflection of that as well, and I think that's shown in the resolution and the schedule that was attached to it. These are good attorneys. They do a good job. The judges who are there and preside all give them high marks, and we feel it's essential for the continuity and proper functioning of this court to bring them back next year. And then there's also the need to have conflict people. And the reason for that is, sometimes a prosecutor will have known somebody from the past or whatever and has a conflict and should not prosecute, or even a public defender, or people who take time off or whatever can't be there. We need people to fill in for them. Those folks are listed at $400 per session, but will be on an as-needed basis. So we really think this is important to continue the operation of this court and to continue what we believe has been and will be in the future a continued successful venture. And we hope to add, so we have 10 towns of the 23 total towns in the county. We have 10 that are in this court. We're hopeful to add a couple of more that would be coming online in this next calendar year. So I can answer any questions that the board members have, but I think it's essential going forward that you adopt these two resolutions.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. Ferguson.
Madam Chair, just from committee perspective, we certainly, have no objection to either of these. And we did ask if information had been provided to each of the municipalities with regard to, did they realize what they expected to realize? That information has been provided to them. We've asked that it be provided to the commissioners as well for information. So I know you'll be getting that over to us, Jim. So we just want to make sure that, we're seeing that that return that we told the municipalities they would see, and continue to have success in the next year. So
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that brings us to resolution 729.
Alternate method contract with various attorneys to serve as municipal prosecutors and municipal defenders in the Central Municipal Court of Atlantic County. Amount not to exceed $545,000.
move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Parker. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Coursing?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 730, please.
Resolution approving various attorneys to serve as conflict municipal prosecutors and conflict municipal public defenders in the Central Municipal Court of Atlantic County.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Ballas, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes. Motion carries. Resolution 731, please.
Resolution appointing Timothy Edmonds as the alternate commissioner to the Atlantic County Insurance Commission.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes. Motion carries. Resolution 732.
Amending Resolution Number 31 adopted January 30, 2018, a competitive contract with Atlantic Coast Alarm Incorporated for the provision of fire and security alarm monitoring, security surveillance, access control, equipment installation, and maintenance services to extend the term date. Net increase $385,492.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Days. Any commissioner comments?
Madam Chair. This allows us to extend the current services for up to 6 months while we're finishing the RFP process for the new contract. So that's why the significant increase there.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes. Motion carries. Resolution 733.
Resolution requesting the cancellation of unexpended balances in the 2022 budget pursuant to NJSA 40A:4-60.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes. Motion carries. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to combine and adopt resolution number 737 to 740.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Days. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Ridley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes. Motion carries. That brings us to resolution 741.
Oh,
Oh, well, I think I'm going to ask somebody else to read.
Unless you change your mind.
resolution recognizing the retirement of Sanji Harris.
That resolution has been pulled from the agenda. Further study.
Can we table this one?
David, bring back at the next meeting.
You're on.
All right, Atlantic County Board of Commissioners resolution honoring Sonia G. Harris on her retirement. Whereas Sonia G. Harris, a lifelong resident of Atlantic County, launched her career with the County of Atlantic on June 14, Flag Day, 1982. And whereas Sonia G. Harris was hired as legislative aide to the Atlantic County Board of Freeholders and was promoted to deputy clerk in 2000 until her appointment as clerk to the board on September 11, 2007, the position she has held for the last 15 years. And whereas during her tenure, Sonia G. Harris has professionally served 9 chairmen, 2 chairwomen, and 48 commissioners, and has provided seasoned governmental leadership for an office that operates at a level of peak productivity and efficiency. And whereas, as clerk to the board, Sonia G. Harris has accomplished many professional achievements, including the development of procedures and services for the board, the formation of an electronic legislative resource center for public access to agendas, minutes, ordinances, and resolutions, the establishment of a public commissioner pictorial gallery in the Stillwater Building, the creation of methods to educate the public on the role of a commissioner, for example, brochures and webpage, records archiving through scanning of resolutions and ordinances, 1960s to present, the introduction of the use of emailing versus U.S. mailing to freeholders for the purpose of delivering minutes of meetings, agendas, resolutions and ordinances, summaries, and weekly calendars. The creation and maintenance of the commissioner webpage on the county's website. The improvement of the contract filing system. the development of a new publication filing system, the reorganization of the board's library, the implementation of electronic shared folders for use by staff, including commissioners' correspondence, committees, calendar, etc. Implementation of commissioner orientation, the posting of commissioner agendas, resolutions, and ordinances on the website for public viewing, the publishing of the county manual from private vendors to cost-saving in-house publication, commenced and directed the videotaping of commissioner meetings, the improvement in maintaining mandated records, for example, contracts, vehicle titles, ordinances, resolutions, etc. Parliamentary procedure and Open Public Meeting Act updates. The launching of video conferencing in response to the pandemic, resulting in the continuation of county business in a safe environment. The maintenance of the Code of Atlantic, and the implementation of the Electronic Code of Atlantic. And whereas, in addition to her exemplary public service, Sonia G. Harris has made many outstanding contributions to the community through her numerous philanthropic activities, including holding office and memberships in the Atlantic City, New Jersey chapter of the Lynx Incorporated, the Atlantic City chapter of Jack and Jill of America Incorporated, the Jack and Jill Associates, the National Drifters Incorporated Seaside chapter, the NAACP Mainland Pleasantville branch, New Jersey Association of Clerks to the Board, and Second Baptist Church officer. And whereas Sonia G. Harris has received numerous civic awards, including the National Association of Counties 2022 County Award for initiating the Boards of Commissioners Clerks monthly forums in 2015, and submitting a cost-saving proposal which resulted in the adoption of Senate Bill 818, the transmittal of certain proposed county ordinance by electronic mail. The National Association of Negro Business Women's Clubs Incorporated Community Service Award in 2019. The National Sorority of Phi Delta Kappa Incorporated Delta Lambda Chapter Stand By Me Award in 2017. The Jack and Jill Distinguished Associates Award in 2014. The Order of the Golden Circle Freemasonry Community Service Award in 2013. NAACP Public Service Award in 2008. And the Jack and Jill Incorporated Distinguished Mothers Award in 2003. And whereas it's with heavy hearts that we officially say farewell to Sonia G. Harris. On December 31st, 2022, as she concludes her public service with Atlantic County government. Sorry. Now, therefore, be it resolved on this 20th day of December 2022 that the Atlantic County Board of County Commissioners does hereby commend and thank Sonia G. Harris for over 40 years of dedicated and valuable service. And be it further resolved that the Board of County Commissioners extends its best wishes to Sonia G. Harris on her well-deserved retirement as she enters a new and exciting chapter in her life.
Resolution was longer than the meeting.
Just the board or you can, you know,
Do we have to move that
Yes,
resolution?
we need.
Second it.
Moved by Commissioner Risley and second by Commissioner Ballas. Any commissioner comments? Should we just go around? Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be last.
You're gonna be last. Commissioner Parker.
Thank you, and thank you for all that you have done. In my short term here on the commissioner board, you were the first one to receive me, and I called you and I asked you many probably really stupid questions. And you helped me with all of them. You helped to tell me where to direct my questioning, or who to call and who not to call, or who to call first and then who to call second, you know, and it has worked out tremendously for me. So I thank you for all that you've done. Not only that, if you listen to the resolution, a lot of those organizations that you're a part of, I'm also part of. So on this level and on that level inside of the community, we're doing a lot of the same work. And before the meeting, I said, you know, and I asked you, and I mean this, please stay open to mentor me, to continue to, anybody that went to her party, and I should have said this when I was up there, but Commissioner Corsi, let me be more official, put a lot of pressure on me before I got on that microphone, as he does. But if you look inside of that room, there were so many powerful, influential people from both political parties, from, you know, it was such a diverse room that showed up to show their respects for her. And I told her before the meeting, you know, if I can go out with a room that looks like that, then job well done. Job well done. That's all anybody could ever ask for. So thank you for your example. Thank you for all that you have done and all that you will continue to do to help not just me, but all of us and all the residents of Atlantic County. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you.
That was the highlight of the talk.
Commissioner Fitzpatrick. Thank you, Sonia. Your wealth of knowledge has been a great help to everyone. I'm sure I speak for everyone, but especially being new and coming on board, not knowing at all how any of this worked. You were especially helpful, and I did appreciate it very much. Best wishes for your retirement. So long.
Thank you.
Yes, Sonia, congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you.
I know you're gonna have time to spend with your family, the grands. That you know they take up a lot of our time.
They do.
You know, and it's a special time. You never get it back. You've been a wealth of knowledge to this organization. You brought up some great people underneath you that are going to carry on your legacy. And from listening to that resolution, doesn't seem like you left much for them to do. I don't know if anything else could be. I don't know if anything else could be embedded.
There is.
But you know, great run.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Sonia, I've had the pleasure of working with you about half of your time that you've been here. And I thank you for your dedication to this county. It's been very, very, very important. As I said at your dinner the other night, you are the epitome of being professional. You've set a great example for everyone else to follow. And you've done wonderful things for Atlantic County. I was very proud to be at the NJAC meeting where you were honored. That was a wonderful afternoon. And I just wish you all the best. Thank you for what you've done.
Sonia, you've done so much, you know, for me and other commissioners and everybody, keeping us in line. But your advice, anytime we needed anything, or, you know, you were there. But I feel even more blessed to have you as a friend. And that has been, you know, meaning a whole lot to me. And it's changed me a lot too from the first day that we met. Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
I don't know where to start, but the engagement was a surprise.
So all of us.
You know, when I spoke with you the day of your dinner, letting you know I couldn't make it. I was at the chiropractor's office. I don't know if I got in or out, but I was tearing up. And it wasn't because of the pain, because I've been here for a little bit now, and I still feel like a little kid, and you've been my mom. You've advice and everything since I've been here. Like I'm going to tear up again. I don't even know what else to say other than, you know, I appreciate everything you've done. I mean, you're an incredible human being. You care for everyone that's, you know, come across your line of sight, and everybody that's been in your presence is better off for having known you and been with you. And I'm going to miss you probably more than a lot up here, because you've been here right down here. And I still feel like I said, a little kid. And I was fortunate enough to be reelected, but a lot of that is attributed to your support and your help with what we do here as the board. So thank you for that. And congratulations on a well-deserved retirement and wonderful life with your new partner and your grandkids. So.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't forget that.
And your kids. And I did see that. I was asking. Anyway, Thank you for everything. Best wishes.
It's very eloquent. I wrote out a whole thing that's in a card because, you know, I won't be able to hold it together too much here. The words distinguished mother in the resolution, I think Rich and I both feel the same, coming onto the board in our younger years, I guess. And, you certainly, did help guide us, along the way. And the Stand By Me award, I think, also really encapsulates the type of person that you are. And see, I knew I wasn't going to be able to hold it together. As a young woman, to deal with some of these personalities. No, you've always done such a great job to help guide and to be that strong female mentor to us. And I've always appreciated that immensely. 48 freeholders, commissioners, that's a lot of personalities to deal with. A lot. Commissioner next to me might be 48 of his own.
I think you might be right.
That's a lot, and you navigated all of them with grace and with sense of purpose and duty, and never letting, you know, anything get in the way of helping us all to succeed. And I'm just incredibly lucky to know you and thankful. And I'm glad Geraldo's here because I already called dibs on marrying her when that happened. So don't even think about it. Okay, I will be officiating if she wants that. But I already called that, so just I'm on that on the official record.
We'll be in an NCIA meeting, don't worry about it.
Y'all gotta take that.
I'm so happy for you, and I just congratulations. Thank you. Gonna have a chat with Steve since you got engaged before me. That's okay.
I'll call.
You know I love you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For
More
everything.
thank you.
So let me just say that you nor Joe will be doing the honors. Doing the wedding ceremony. You may get invited, but you're not gonna have the honors. So it's gonna be a fight between myself and Reverend Days. So I already know that one. Right? Y'all gotta take a number.
And
So
my brother who's around.
and your brother. So we all may have to wind up doing it. We all get a part. Right? So,
27 pastors.
Yeah.
right. But signing on a serious note, congratulations. Job well done. It's the old saying, I heard a preacher say one time, what have you done in 40 years? Well, guess what? Your record speaks for itself. 40 years helping a lot of people in the community and helping us. And as Rich said, actually, us two came on together. So 9 years, re-elected, same time again. So you won't be here to ride out the last 3 years, at least my last 3. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. The fact of the matter is you left a lot for all of us. And we're grateful for it. And you might be retiring here, but you still got a lot of work in the community to do that you've been done in your church, in your community, in your organization. And you've been a mentor to all of us. I wish you well. The phone will not stop ringing.
And I don't want it to. Everybody has my number.
And you can't change it. And if you decide to think you're going to move out the area, we're going to have somebody. Matter of fact, we may have the sheriff's department follow you around for you. Make sure that you don't forget, but well deserved. 40 years is a long time.
It is.
It's like the old folks in church that click over here and they click over there and the tricky this and the trick, but you survived. And you're going out with your head held high. And that's a long time to work for anybody. I look at my career, 37 years. I didn't think I was making 30 days. And we still talk about 37 years, and 40 is a long, long time. And the people of Atlantic County ought to be thankful and grateful for the service you have given. And let me just say in closing, the staff that you have trained, those who've come and gone, those are here, they'll never be able to fill your shoes. But you left them all something to be proud of. The work you've done, the work you've given them. It's a lot. What you?
Thank you.
Sonia, as you can see, there's so much passion, gratitude, and respect up here, but we're all better for knowing you, and we truly, truly mean that and respect you.
Thank you.
Anything from the public?
I just wanted to,
Gary, don't tear up like me.
oh my God, the whole group is tearing up. And she did tell me that if Commissioner Corsi was leaving after 3 years, she would stay.
There's hope. There's hope. There's a window of opportunity. Oh, Gary.
Any other comments from the public, or anybody would like to say anything?
I'm trying to do the math here. 40 years.
10. Let's start at 10 years old.
I hope the statute of limitations for the child labor laws were okay, right?
Right.
She had to start way before
They wasn't
she was allowed.
Okay, there's no other comments? Yeah.
Madam Trustee Porter,
Absolutely.
I'll go to the podium, so my back is not staying.
Don't hit your head.
Oh, I won't hit my head. My thanks to the board and administration for the plaques. I thought you were going to present to me, but I guess I'm not getting those.
We have them, we have them.
They're
Come on.
I started with the county. Commissioner Ballas is a mere child in 1982. The freeholder staff consisted of 6 full-time employees, including the clerk, Tom Summers. Chuck Worthington was the county executive, who ironically was my guidance counselor at Pleasantville High School before he became the county executive. Dick Squires was the chairman of the board, formerly known as the Freeholders. Ken Lefevre was the vice chair and my mentor. Freeholders Lillian Bryant, Kirk Conover, Dolores Cooper, Ralph Vigitola, John Gaffney, Sam Kligerman, and Joe Messick comprised the board that hired me on June 14th, 1982. I can honestly say that it doesn't feel like I've worked here for 40 years. It's been a pleasure as a public servant to work in county government, and it's been a pleasure working for each of you individually and collectively as a board. It's been a pleasure serving as your liaison to the county executive, Dennis Levinson, and as senior staff, County Administrator Jerry Del Rosso, who I'll miss talking to almost daily about county business and the latest television shows. Deputy County Administrator Diana Rutala, Chief of Staff Linda Gilmore, County Treasurer Bonnie Lindow, County Counsel Jim Ferguson, department heads, division directors, and the many, many loyal employees who work for Atlantic County government. I would be remiss if I didn't thank my former staff members of this office, particularly Pat Quigley. No one knows our struggle with the pandemic and virtual meetings via WebEx, but we, or I should say she, pulled it off. It's been a pleasure working with you, Rick Andrian, our legislative counsel, and our current staff, Brenda Talby, and newcomer, Kristen Petros. And I would like to publicly congratulate Tara Silipina, who has demonstrated she is more than ready to serve as your next clerk. So I'll go off into the sunset, having more time to spend with my family, my adult children, Julian and Jay Lynn, who I believe are on, my grandchildren, Anali, Ilana Rose, Kai, and soon to arrive, Conrad. And of course, a lot more time to spend with my fiance, he's going to kill me, Leon Stanley Baptist Sr. Again, thank you.
On that, we will have a roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Corsi,
Under protest, yes.
Dave,
He says, yes, I do.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. I do understand some of your.
And then you recorded your own votes too.
I do understand that some of your family is on. Do they have anything that they would like to say? And your fiance?
Yeah.
No.
Probably not. He's pretty quiet in public.
He wasn't quiet the other day.
No, he wasn't.
I don't want to put them on the spot.
Yeah, they probably not.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't gonna say anything. Well, if they want to, we're gonna.
Oh, wait.
Jalen is on now, but she said congratulations to my mom.
That's very nice.
All right, that concludes.
We doing the
We're
plaque?
gonna do the plaque with, Jerry and other members of the county that would like to come forward. We do have plaques. So-
Just had a new wall somewhere else.
Let's go, guys. Let's be a big picture here. We gotta do somebody to.
So this
Roll
one
on
says Sonia Portia Mary Harris.
Good name.
Spectrum in recognition of 40 years of dedicated service to Sonia Portia Harris, Board of Commissioners, presented by, on behalf of the county executive, Dennis Levinson. And it's great that, you know, the one thing about, that most people don't realize, you guys don't realize it because you work with her every day, is the community work that she does. I mean, it really, I mean, we got involved in the project, I guess, over the course of maybe the last 8 months or so. It's a great project with public health through the links, and so they do a lot of good work. And Sonia, as you heard, is like a real big part of that organization. So it's fantastic, and it's great to be able to give her this. And well, I'll miss her. In particular, she was the one during some illness by my wife. She gave me something for my wife to do. Look at these shows that get on. It was really, I honestly, it was something to keep her busy. I got to be very honest with you. And then, you know, with me, I got a chance to watch more sports.
Play a little golf.
So let me give you the.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna also ask the commissioners to come down.
Do you want us to stay here and have her go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be.
That'd be.
Jerry and Bonnie.
So Bonnie can
And
stand
then
down
I'll
there.
come to the pulpit.
Okay,
In the pulpit.
Bonnie, and Jerry, Rick, we're all gonna.
Rick, you can go up here with us.
Where to go?
Oh, up here.
No, you guys go in here with her.
It's just
Sorry,
better.
stand
easier
front
for
and center.
a picture.
Yeah, stand-
Oh, stand.
Yeah.
Go back a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. hold on.
Good.
Amy's the picture taker person. Okay, who's gonna hold on first? Okay, here you go. We got a few coming down.
And you can move over.
Sonia, you have another one coming.
I know, and you
You want
have
to?
some plaques
Here, your
at
flag.
your.
Sarah, did you want to?
I do.
Somebody spits
So-
your walls on
Probably none.
Today. Okay.
Just make a fake noise, Tara, so you can hear it.
Tara, you wanna join us?
I know.
Gonna do these?
Yes.
No crying.
Here? You want to get in here?
Crying
Once you
picture
get-
taker.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Good, very good.
I'm not saying no.
Thank you, thank you. Great.
All right.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to suspend the rest of the agenda.
I think we have some people here.
I don't think she would allow that in parliamentary procedure.
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah. Okay, that concludes written portion agenda. Any reports of special committees of the board?
I do want to, I don't want to prolong things. Best of the Press 2022. Congratulate Atlantic County and all of our libraries. We received all 3 honors. So we locked them all up. Ventnor Library received the gold. Galloway Township Library received the silver. And Egg Harbor Township Library received the bronze. So congratulations to the libraries. Also, the animal shelter has relaxed their fees for Christmas Day adoptions. They're normally $110. They're on Christmas Day. If you adopt a pet, they're $25 for that day. So they relaxed their fees. I'm going to leave it at that. I think that's it.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other reports of special committees? Okay, any unfinished business?
I just want to say that here we are, it's almost the end of the year, and I think I can speak for all of us. We have not forgotten about the health benefit increase for the people who work for the county. And no matter what size your paycheck is, an extra couple of $100 every month, every week is a hard pill to swallow. And we are actively working with the state organization, NJAC, to come to some kind of resolution. It's a horrible thing that's happened, and I just want people to know we haven't forgotten about them.
Thank you. Sure. Any other reports of special committees? Okay, any unfinished business? Seeing none, any new business? Moving right along, we have received copies of written communication petitions. Does any commissioner have any comments to make?
Madam Chair?
About
Yeah, for Jerry and I guess Doug, if he's on there. Jerry, I got a few calls and then also witnessed to myself. You know, the roadway's open now, Mill Road at the Parkway overpasses where it was closed for that time. When it rained the other day, the water is puddled all the way almost to the center line on the north side of the roadway there. And 2 days later, it had receded back to only maybe about 6 to 8 inches into that travel lane. So, you know, as winter approaches now, when we get these rains and freezes like we're getting at night, it's going to be a dangerous situation. If there's some way we can have the Expressway Authority or Public Works do something to get that water to drain out of that area, it's pretty bad.
I don't know if Doug's been involved. I mean, I'll certainly have conversations with Doug, but Doug, have you had any conversations about the flooding there?
Yeah, I actually reached out to the resident engineer for the Parkway project a couple days ago. He has informed me that he has spoken with with the contractor, and they are supposed to do some work on that to try to alleviate it. I also heard from Jay Steinmetz that they were out there today also trying to alleviate the issue. So we are working on it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, just one other written communication. I did reach out to the state DOT. Work at Cologne and 322 was supposed to start December 5th. As of today, when I drove by, there was still no construction codes to be seen. They did reply on December 9th. Says, thank you for your patience while I connected with the project team on this. While there may not be shovels visible in the ground at this very moment, we are very much proceeding along with the timeline without delay. There are some last minute right-of-way legal items to button up, which they've spent years on right away, but whatever. Before you will see vehicles on site. However, work is proceeding along and our scheduled completion date, which none of us knows, has not been pushed back. Hope you find this information helpful. So I'll continue to hound until I see something.
You on Commissioner Days, I know on it.
That's very helpful.
It's unbelievable. It is absolutely unbelievable.
I actually received an email today from one of the owners of the business on the corner. Said that a property owner supposedly approached the state willing to, I guess, offer their property for the right of way, which the state now says is a last minute hang up and was kind of rebuffed years ago and never heard back. So, and they confirmed that nothing has been done to their knowledge at that intersection.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Madam Chair, if I
Any
may.
other written communications?
Not really written communication. I probably should have done this before if I can quickly. I know we all received it from Education and Schools Committee, the New Jersey Legislative Youth Council. The newly established New Jersey Legislative Youth Council is looking for individuals between the ages of 15 and 23 that are interested in participating in the democratic process. I'll leave it at that, but if anyone's interested, if you have any children out there, or teachers or organizations, that's a new program, and those, whatever youth is selected will have direct communication with their legislators and will have direct impact on how that whatever legislation is being passed, and will be able to have their voice at the table just like ours. So the same way that we are having an impact, the youth will now be able to have an impact on what's being legislated.
Thank you, Commissioner.
You're welcome.
Madam Chair, it's not a written communication, but I feel compelled to mention this. I know y'all probably reading and seeing on the news about the problems we're having at Stanley Home Village in Atlantic City. And so just want to give my colleagues an update. So what's happening is, as most people know, City of Atlantic City do not own public housing, do not own the housing authority, does not tell them what to do. We're limited to what we can tell them to do. And so in the meantime, what we did was we dispatched not all of them, but a multitude of employees, from electrical inspectors to plumbers to code enforcement, et cetera, to do a whole sweep through Stanley Home Village, over 400 something units. 70 of them would not let us in for whatever the reason was. The conditions are disgusting. From mold to mildew, to ceilings falling down, lights hanging out of the ceiling, sinks off the wall. Stoves look like they haven't been replaced in 100 years. It is, the condition these people have to live in is unacceptable. And so the City of Atlantic City, under the small administration, have met on a number of occasions with the acting director of the Housing Authority, the chair of the board of the Housing Authority. Heretofore, the Housing Authority had not had board meetings because there's some type of investigations going on. We don't know. And we're not involved in it. Trash not being picked up. If you go in the senior citizen building, trash was backed up to the 8th, 9th floor, stinking. We dispatched Public Works, cleaned that all up. As recently as yesterday, which was Monday, we were bombarded with calls, no heat over the weekend. It's cold. They keep bringing the company in, fix it. They're old. It's 100-year-old ballers breaking underneath the ground. You can't get to them. Something has to happen, right? And so they put a couple of families up in hotels, but that's a whole lot of families you got to deal with. Whether you had hot water, no heat. Some would tell you if you're upstairs, it's so hot you got to open the windows. You're downstairs, you're freezing cold. It's a hit and miss. It is Christmas time, and people have to live in those conditions. Now, we've seen some pictures that will make your stomach turn. It's unacceptable the way these people live in. City of Atlantic City offered them a whole block, offered the Housing Authority a whole block to build new houses. You won't put 100, you won't put 400 on them, but you'll be able to pull a number of houses. Start moving residents out of these units, gut them from top to bottom. And then when you put people back in them, because at some point they're going to tear down Stanley Home Village and rebuild. But in the meantime, the stuff that people have to live through, live with, the roaches, the bed bugs, the mice, it's disgusting. Your worst enemy, you wouldn't want to live like that. I said that to say this. So this morning, actually it was last night, Mayor Small was able to get in touch with U.S. Senator Cory Booker. Senator Booker then put his staff in touch with our people, our code enforcement, our director of health and human services, a number of people. And so they did another follow-up today. Nobody's going to get the message until HUD themselves from Washington bring their behinds to Atlantic City and see the conditions firsthand. Then you may be able to get some action. Housing Authority has an acting directors 2 days a week. That doesn't work. Can't hire, or not that they can't hire, people are not applying for maintenance jobs for whatever the reason is. Housing Authority has a clarion call out now as to for any contractors that want to do business with the Housing Authority, step up, right? again, this didn't happen just yesterday. It's been going on and on and on. And so it's at a point now everybody's frustrated. They're yelling at us, we're yelling at them, and there's a no-win situation. And so we're hoping in the next day or weeks or so, Senator Booker, whether it's him himself or his staff, because now it's a federal housing authority. Federal folks need to get in it, whether they need to deploy folks from anywhere across the country to come in and clean up this mess. Stanley Homes will not be built tomorrow. So you got to fix the problem you have now. And those 3 boilers, because the pipes are under the ground, they keep breaking in different sections. So you're never going to get that type of heat. Water you think you're supposed to get. It's 3 villages in Stanley Homes, village 1, 2, and 3. If you live far away, you're really going to catch it. And with the temperature continue to drop, we have offered blankets, heat, space heaters. But you got to be careful with space heaters, right? You can't tell folks to leave their stove on. You got to be careful with that kind of stuff. It's all a safety issue. We went in, did an inspection. I'm done. The fire alarm system, which is electrical, battery. If they go out, they're not being replaced. That's a hazard right there with the fire department. Everybody's involved. Things are moving very slow and it's unacceptable. I know y'all read it in the newspaper. I wanted to bring y'all up to date where we at with it. It is frustrating for everybody. And when you live in public housing, the only thing you hear is Atlantic City Housing Authority. Well, we don't control it, but you damn sure take the blame for it. And folks who live in public housing don't want to hear who's in charge. They want to know how you're going to get it fixed. And you live there, I live there. We don't want to care if Gorse is the chair of the board or Frank is the executive director. They don't hear about that. How are we going to solve the problem? That's right. And the clarion call is out on a federal level. We're hoping somebody comes in sooner rather than later, because then maybe we'll get more action from Washington than we're getting from the local. We've done all we could do for the Housing Authority. The Atlantic City Housing Authority has to step up and be more active in what's happening, not just getting frustrated with the residents because the residents are frustrated with them. Everybody's frustrated, but it doesn't solve the problem. People can't live in the house because sewage is backing up, right? They get put up in motels and hotels. How the hell do you spend a Christmas like that? Well, thanks to any day. So that's kind of where we are. I just want to let my colleagues know, y'all read it in the paper. Y'all don't probably get to make a lot of comments on it, but you don't see what's happening behind the scene. There's a lot of stuff happening behind the scene, and we're frustrated. We've called every attention to it as possible, but we need the feds to come in and actually do what they need to do. So that's my story. Again, I know it wasn't part of written communication, but I wanted to make sure everybody knew what was happening.
It's bad.
It's bad. It's hard.
And then they send the kids to school and wonder why they won't expect them to learn. You know, because we're receiving them in schools in situations. They're sleeping in schools. And what do we do as a teacher? We tell them going back and get some rest. You know, but that's what else are we supposed to do?
Thank you.
Nobody should have to live like that.
Yeah, but I appreciate you updating us and that, you know, we're jumping in and just trying to get something done. That's all we can. Okay, is there any other written communications that the commissioners have? Okay, we'll now open the public comments portion. Anyone in person that would like to speak during the public comments, please come to the podium, state your name and the town you reside. You'll have up to 3 minutes to speak. If you're attending virtually, please type yes in the question and answer box. You'll be raised from an attendee to a panelist. When you're raised, please state your name and the town that you reside.
I am David Goldstein, resident right here on Dolphin Avenue in Northfield, New Jersey, 116 Dolphin, precise. I'm here tonight to just bring up something that's concerning me that I brought up with my local city council over the years, and I previously brought up years ago with county officials who are no longer serving here. As you know, there's the Potter's Field, Bakersville Cemetery. It has many names, including Alms House and Northfield Burial Ground. We know that there were over 3,000 bodies that were buried in that area, and we've documented over 570 local historians from the Northfield Museum. I bring this up because we've asked the county through Oprahing and through different means to tell us where are the bodies. Can you show us a physical outline, and can you show us factually where everything is? Plus, I discovered, actually my mother-in-law and Roy Clark, the people who run the museum and did all the work to write this book, Who's Buried in Northfield, and got all the documentation, that a lot of people from all over the world are buried there, and people born in the South before the emancipation in the 1860s of the Civil War. A lot of people who were down and out, who were immigrants, who were former slaves, all different races and creeds, are buried in that land. That land, there were mistakes made. In the 1960s, the former board here had local clergy from all over consecrate that. It's all documented in the Atlantic City Press. That goes back to 1837, and we know that. We know from talking to people that if you bury that many people, it's got to be a wider area than the outline that certain county officials are stating was the burial area. Where the nursing home is, originally in that area, okay, in the upper part of Dolphin Avenue, closer to Route 9, was the original almshouse. That was knocked down, another one was built, and then that was taken out, and they built the building that we're in today, which was an asylum and had different uses. When anybody died who was in the asylum, if the family didn't claim the body, they went in the ground. People who could not afford a burial were put in the ground. Laws were made by the county and the state that if somebody died in your family, you couldn't bury them in the backyard. We had a deed from a home that was 100 years old on Davis Avenue that said no burial of bones or bodies. It was actually written into the deed. I'm bringing all this up because without knowing where everything is, I think it's incumbent on the county who deeded the land to show some respect for the history and do due diligence. Find out where the bodies are. We spoke to county officials. They said they want to build a warehouse to store used furniture. Really? This is and if the cemetery had not existed, I would still be against building any more on that section. This isn't Atlantic City. This isn't New York City. It's a very quiet street. There's not a lot of open space left in Northfield. And residents who live on the street, we've witnessed a lot of accidents. It's 2 lanes with no parking. But regardless of that, separate, I happen to be on the committee that helps run the museum. And I didn't know about any building or anything. I just knew about the cemetery. It was my mother-in-law who helped write the book. I just think that if you're going to do something, do your homework on it. I also want to thank you all for your public service. I know it's not easy what you do. You have tough decisions to make. This is my first meeting, and I've lived on Dolphin Avenue since 2003 that I've ever been to. I'm really impressed. It's nice to see a diverse group of people who care, and I appreciate that. I'm really profoundly moved by what I saw tonight with the retirement and everything. Very well done. And I don't want to take more than the 3 minutes. I just want to say that I'm against the project. And I think for historical reasons alone, not just the fact that the residents and citizens who live in the area don't want it, but because of the history of that land that people don't know about. Something else should be done with that land. That land should be reconsecrated, fences put around. There are rules that cemeteries follow. And there's a board of cemeteries for the state. And the way that land's being used right now does not even comply. Not even the area where they say they wouldn't build. We're not good stewards of that land. And I'm not blaming you individually, but Atlantic County is not a good steward of that land. Go online and find out what the rules are of taking care of a cemetery. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Goldstein. Mr. Goldstein, we appreciate your comments as well. Anybody else from the public who'd like to come forward? Or anybody with comments?
Sonia's friend, Linda Brownke, just wanted to say congratulations. She wasn't able to unmute.
Did you want to come on or?
No, she's not able to.
Okay. Any other comments from the public? Okay. Any comments for the good of the order?
Absolutely. First of all, let me just say congratulations again, Sonia.
Thank you.
Happy holidays to everybody. This is our last meeting for the year. Safe holiday, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, and all the good stuff that goes along with it. A healthy new year. always remember to watch out for your neighbors, look out for your neighbors, be kind to folks. Life is short. Here this moment and go on the next one. So, even though Parker gets me mad, I still love you. I Parker, bye Parker. On the serious note, end of the year, a lot of stuff going on. It's interesting because in the funeral service, you notice that between Thanksgiving and New Year's, it's a lot of deaths. People are stressing, charging up stuff, know they can't pay for it, but trying to make everybody happy. Do what you can. Can't do nothing, don't do nothing. Just tell them thank you, God bless them, and keep on going. But I want to wish everybody happy holiday season, and I'm sure we'll see some of these parties around town somewhere. Grizzly didn't invite me this year. Maybe he's not having one. Pandemic's over. God bless you. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Happy holidays.
Thanks. For those who are currently celebrating Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. For those who are celebrating Christmas and Kwanzaa, happy holidays to you and your families. Our next meeting is January 3rd, and I look forward to seeing everyone in 2022. And everyone, I just want to say have a safe and happy holidays to all. Any other comments, commissioners?
Motion to adjourn.
Move.
Second.
All those in favor?
To adjourn. I'm sorry.